behind. Right out front of the King dive goal! John King!
Beautiful goal by Matt Kirknick as he breaks it into the slot, takes the chance. Good pass and a hard shot.
My goodness. What a weird bounce that was, but I ain't going to call that a goal. What an excellent shot by Josh Isaac.
Hey everyone, welcome to CCHL Total Access. I'm your host, Véronique Daou. There's only one more week left before the Christmas holidays, and the teams are looking to get as many wins as they can before the players head home and spend some quality time with their families. On today's episode, we'll sit down with Martin Dagenais and talk about his success as a new head coach of the Ottawa Junior Sens.
Finalized everything, and at that point, I was no longer the assistant coach. I was the owner, and made the decision back then to be the head coach also, make some changes.
We'll also take a look at who won last week with the Ottawa Junior Sens NHL 15 tournament, but first let's take a look at where are they now. Ben Eager played in the CCHL in the 1999-2000 season. He then went off to play for the Ottawa Generals for 4 years before being picked up as a first-round pick in the NHL 2002 entry-level draft by the Phoenix Coyotes. In 2006-07, he was a leader in penalty minutes and then went off to win a Stanley Cup with the Chicago Blackhawks. He now plays for the Edmonton Oilers organization. With another dynamite week in the CCHL, the Ottawa Junior Sens went 2-1. Let's take a look at all the killer goals over the last week.
To book your team or to learn more about baseline concussion testing, please visit acpottawa.ca and visit one of our 5 locations in the city of Ottawa.
And Temple. Here's John King speeding in against Jake Tucker. Going to score!
Walks the line, puck picked off his stick, enters breakaway here, shorthanded chance, scores!
Cameron hanging around up high, coming outside his zone is Cole on a nice fast pass. Here's Golasso walking right in a goal, he scores! Golasso! And it's suddenly...
Last season, the Ottawa Junior Sens lost in the CCHL semifinal. During the offseason, the team was sold to then assistant coach Martin Dagenais. Able to further advance his team defensively, Dagenais traded Zach Tierney to Cornwall for Cruikshank and Hunter Racine to Hawkesbury for Carl Fauché. That certainly paid off as the team is now second in the league and ranked in the top 20 nationally. Martin Dagenais certainly hopes that the team can keep the momentum going for the rest of the season.
I think I knew back in December. I heard that Ottawa Junior Sens were for sale, and I haven't been involved some sort of a ownership group with the Hawks, with the Hawkesbury Hawks in the past. I did talk to the past owner, Fred Crouch, and obviously this is something we discussed for 2-3 months, and I think ended up in April. We finalized everything, and at that point, I was no longer the assistant coach. I was the owner, and made the decision back then to be the head coach also, make some changes, and here we are now. We dealt Hunter Racine to Hawkesbury, and Hunter is one of the best goal scorers in the entire league. In return, obviously there were 7 players involved in the deal, but Hunter was the main piece that we were sending to Hawkesbury. But in return, we got Carl Fauché and Zach Carr, who we feel are two-way forwards, and a young guy named Ryan Cranford, a 16-year-old rookie. So, we felt that these guys were bringing character to the hockey club and would help us on the defensive side of things, where we struggled in the last 2-3 years. And then obviously the defenseman, Matt Cruikshank coming in. And I did give up Zach Tierney, probably the best offensive defenseman in the entire league right now. But I did get Matt Cruikshank in return, who I feel might be the best defensive D in the league. So for Cornwall and us, we felt it was a 50-50 deal where they were getting something they needed, and we were getting a lot of toughness, a lot of character. And again, there's so much more that Matt Cruikshank brings in the dressing room, practices, just his leadership. For us, it plays a big role. Well, Savard and Andriano, both of them have been very good. Savard's the #1 right now, and we feel that Ian Andriano is going to take his spot next year. But again, whether it's Savvy playing or Ian, I've talked to the guys, and they feel very confident with both goalies and nets. Savard's 20 right now, and I think it's his time to bring us to. Obviously, the goal is to win a championship. But he's been having a heck of a season. And Ian, like I said, he's played 12 or 13 games so far, and I think he's lost 1. So we're very, very satisfied with both goaltenders.
Are you surprised that you guys have had this much success early on?
Obviously, you don't want to talk too much in the summer because you're expecting things, but you're not sure if they're going to happen. I think defensively, we knew that we would have a good hockey club. In nets, we were fine. We knew that from the start. Up front, to be scoring the way we're scoring, especially after a slow start, I think we were 1-3-3 after 7 games. Did not win one of our first 5 games. So obviously scoring was an issue for us. But right now, in terms of goals per game, I think we're second in the league, which is quite surprising. A guy like Joey Champigny has stepped up as a captain, as a leader, but he's producing offensively. We got Jimmy Pearson from Carleton Place. He's been having a heck of a season offensively. And again, we're a 4-line hockey club. We have a lot of depth. Scoring comes from all 4 lines. I think that's why we had success. So no, we weren't really expecting to play that good. Are we overachieving right now? Maybe. We're not sure. But you know what? We're going to ride the wave. And obviously we want all that to translate into playoff success because that's the ultimate goal for us.
Last week, we had 4 players from the Ottawa Junior Senators come on down to House Edge headquarters to duke it out for our NHL 15 tournament on the PS4. Let's take a closer look at all the action.
All right, you ready? You go first. You got it.
It's on you.
Rooks first.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going with that.
Right.
Good luck, man.
Look to you, Johnny.
You want to watch this?
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go whenever you are. I'll be coming off a big win, so.
Oh, those are fighting words. Those are some. We'll see after that first period how confident you feel.
He looks for the rebound. That's what he does. He drives in it hard.
I'm not giving away any tips.
The controller's definitely different though, Jim.
I know, it feels weird.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I'm not liking this.
Oh.
Okay, you just gotta get the boys settled here.
Some unnecessary sauce. Oh, there's a rebound. He's already shooting for rebounds.
I'm not confident in my D zone whatsoever.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, that's right. You know what? That's the plan. Just giving you some confidence early.
Don't need it.
Make it more interesting game that way.
Oh, I heard another player. I heard another guy. That's what I'm talking about.
Are you kidding me?
I'm just a goof.
I think I'm down to 4D.
I'm not gonna wave you on the play.
Yo, your D are gonna be tired. Oh,
This isn't
take
just
advantage.
Not a good start.
Just gotta work the cycle. Pressure forecheck.
Well, you know, a couple injuries to some of our top D right at the start, you know, top 2 guys. Come on, baby. Oh, my. That's backdoor.
Gotta have those.
Yeah, you do. I can't risk another injury.
The Blues win it. He scores!
Yeah. Tara's sick, though.
That was Tara sick.
Look at this, though. It was a knife.
They shouldn't have.
This is brutal. Oh, we didn't let the highlights roll.
Yeah.
What if you go back? Just
No, I don't think you can.
No, because we pushed A. Hey, Johnny pushed A.
Way to go, Johnny. Way to go, bro.
You both have to push A.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah. Oh, that's weak. Wow, that was a big one. Oh my. Huge penalty. What? Oh no, that's not a good start. Oh no, I did not mean to backhand that. You know, so we're playing 40 all game, rolling them. It's third period collapse. Like, what else do you expect? Boys are tired out there. Can't get it done. How does that go in? That's brutal.
Take the save, but it's game, boys.
Yeah, I don't know, 9 minutes and 7.
Are you kidding me? I just cannot catch a break right now.
That's a hattie.
You know you did not deserve that. Outchanced and outshot.
I don't know about that. That was pretty dominant in the third period.
Okay, third, yeah.
Well, you know, just stuck with it the whole game. Kind of always been a third period player. You know, just came back and kind of dominated the third. Just won the game. Enough to do it.
Huge penalty. What? What? Oh, that's weak. Wow, that was a big one. Oh my. Oh no, that's not a good start. Oh no, I did not mean to backhand that.
The CCHL is a very special league. Kids from all over Canada and the United States come to this league to further develop their hockey skills. The CCHL's priority is to make sure that these kids have all the tools they need to further advance to the next level. This week, we sat down with CCHL Commissioner Kevin Abrams to talk about the state of the league today.
Thank you, Veronique, for the intro to the Hot Stove segment. I'm joined now with the Commissioner of the CCHL, Kevin Abrams. Thank you for coming in. We wanted to ask you, you've been around the league for a number of years and you've seen the growth of the CCHL. Can you tell us what currently the state of the CCHL is?
Well, I think things have gone quite well, you know, this season and even in seasons previous to this. You know, we've seen a lot of growth and evolution. A lot of things that we've tried to implement have worked well, and I think, you know, we're certainly trending in a direction that we're happy with. So I think overall things are well. The franchises are healthy, and I think the game is getting better, and that's important.
Kevin, the next question I wanted to ask you was, the CCHL obviously prides itself on being a developmental league. I wanted to ask you and get you to talk to us a little bit about the success that the CCHL has had this season with sending many players on to the NCAA with D1 scholarships.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's another area that, you know, when we talk about trending, you know, our growth in that area has been really strong. You know, I think we're at 37 Division I commits this season, and that's ahead of last season. And I think, you know, I think partly it's because we're attracting a really strong student athlete. We're really making it clear that that's a priority for us as a league. And I think as a result, the player that comes to us now is certainly more prepared and has a higher level of interest in pursuing those opportunities. And I think the environment that we've tried to create in all the franchises is one that really emphasizes the importance of education. So I think, you know, the combination of those things makes it clear that, you know, this is why you come to this league. Obviously, everyone wants to compete and have success on the ice, but in the grander scheme of things, I think what we're looking at is a player that has some aspirations to take this step and move in that direction. So, you know, that's really what we're about. We've been that way for a number of years, and I think it's working in both ways to enhance, but also to attract the players that are playing now.
We've talked about a few things. We've talked about the commits. We've talked about the state of the league itself. I wanted to now ask you a little bit about some of those things that you guys as a league have implemented and been successful implementing, and where do you see the league heading over, let's say, the next 5 or 10 years?
Well, I think, you know, in recent years we've really implemented a lot of minimum standards in terms of our team's operations that have made the junior A experience more consistent from franchise to franchise, and I think, you know, by implementing those minimum standards, it really makes the experience for players consistent. And whether that's a local player or someone that comes from outside our area, they basically know, listen, if I'm going to play in that league, I understand that these are the things that happen, and this is what I expect to have happen, and the opportunities I expect to receive or benefits I expect to receive. As a result, we've had to implement some small fee in registration costs to players, but it's been to maintain those minimum standards and ensure that every franchise can fulfill those obligations. Where I see it going is that I really see more and more use of our technology base. We've done I think a very strong job in making it important for all of our teams to use the highest technology when it comes to coaching software, the video experience for all of our games. I think the fact that all of our players' profiles is readily available electronically, and we try to make a point of the distribution of that information and really helping in that recruiting process. So I think, I see the future is sort of already having arrived and just an enhancement of the things we've already done. And all the while, I think the hockey's gotten better and better. So I think those things go hand in hand. And I think, we're going to try to be cutting edge and the first to try things and really make sure that we're ahead of the curve when it comes to technology. And then I think the hockey will continue to grow as a result of that.
Okay, Kevin, so we've covered the off-the-ice stuff. Now we want to cover the on-the-ice stuff. What, in your mind, are the biggest storylines of this season in the CCHL?
Well, from a player point of view, I think we've talked about the fact that the kids are getting opportunities to move on to the next level, and that's obviously a priority. But I think, from an entertainment value point of view, I think we've got some, again, very competitive races in our standings. I guess if there's a surprise is that it continues to be as close from year to year when you think there's going to be some separation. There isn't. There's clusters of teams that are battling for seeding and for different positions. And I think what continues to surprise me is that despite the disparity sometimes in standings, our games are very close and competitive. So you can see teams at opposite ends of the standings play, and the outcome is very unpredictable. And I think people talk about parity and they think that means everybody's clustered with the same number of points. To me, parity is a game-to-game situation. I think parity is a result, or the result of the games being close. So we don't see a lot of blowout games in our league, and we don't see a lot of foregone conclusions. And I think that makes the competitiveness in our players really come to the forefront. And I think it creates a better player, because even if you're on a bottom-place team, you have a chance to win every night. And if you're on a top team, you can't just show up and expect to get 2 points. So I think that part of it is continuing to surprise. And I think we've got some great programs that do a great job recruiting. We've got some teams that have done a really good job with local bases. So there's really a mix in terms of how to be successful. I think that's exciting because there's more than one way to get to the top, and I think teams just have to find their way. And some of the teams that have been rebuilding for a bit, I think, are on the right track. And I think some of the teams that are perennially strong just keep doing good jobs and working hard, and I think that's kind of exciting too. So. It's been very competitive this year. I see nothing to change in the second half. I think there's going to be a great race for slotting and for playoff positions. And you know what? Once the playoffs start, anything can happen.
Thanks for watching our third episode of CCHL Total Access. This is our last episode for the winter break, but we'll be back on January 16th. We'll be talking with Peter Goulet and his Nepean Raiders. We'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, and a Happy New Year. Keep your head on a swivel and your stick on the ice.